mid-July and there are endless fruits and vegetables to choose from at the farmer's market here in New York. For today's recipe, I chose to make something that tastes like summer, pesto. I'm using a traditional recipe, but since I always like to show you some kind of ingredient that's a little bit lesser known, in place of basil, I'm using stinging nettles. Stinging nettles are a little scary. To handle these bad boys, I'm gonna strap on these sexy blue gloves. Why? Because nettles sting. They're covered with tiny hollow hairs, and when you touch them, they can release an acid that can irritate your skin for an hour or even up to a day. Oddly enough, the best antidote to the rash is juice from the nettle leaves themselves. But don't let me scare you. Be brave. I've never been stung when cooking with nettles, and the risk is worth it. They're full of nutrients and they're delicious. They look tough and fibrous, but after just a minute of cooking, they turn into a rich, creamy vegetable that's a lot like spinach and can work in any recipe just the way you'd use any leafy green. Today I'm using a traditional pesto recipe, except for the nettles. And here's what you'll need to make it. 1 large bunch of nettles, 2 minced cloves of garlic, 1 1/2 cups pine nuts, the juice of 2 lemons, 2 cups olive oil, 1/2 cup tightly packed grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and salt and pepper. I start by bringing a large pot of water to a boil. I'm going to add in about 1/2 cup of salt. The reason I add so much salt is that it will help to preserve the bright green color of the nettles as they cook. While I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm going to carefully take my nettles and soak them in a large container of cold water for a few minutes. You can do this in your sink, just fill up your sink with cold water, or use any large container or bowl that the nettles will fit into. Now it's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to pull the nettles out of the water, leaving any dirt behind. I'm going to get rid of these big, thick stalks because they take a lot of cooking time to be digestible, and I only want to boil these for about a minute. I mentioned that nettles are really healthy. They're high in vitamins A and C, and they're being used in treatments for cancer, arthritis, and kidney problems. One easy way to get the health benefits out of nettles is to make nettle tea. You just steep the leaves in boiled water for about 5 minutes, add sweetener if you like, and then strain out the leaves. Now the water is boiling. I'm going to drop in my nettles and let them cook for 1 minute. Now I can finally take off my gloves. Now that the nettles have boiled, I'm going to strain out the water. And I'm going to keep this water because it's full of nutrients and it's got a lot of flavor. This cooking water can be used as the base for a soup or just for cooking stock. Now I'm going to let the nettles cool on this pan. Once they're completely cool, I'm going to squeeze out as much excess water as possible. Now that the nettles are cool, I'm going to give them a quick rough chop. I'm going to put these in the food processor. Along with the minced garlic, the pine nuts, the lemon juice, and the olive oil. I'm adding a healthy dash of salt, ground a black pepper, and let her rip. It's been about 30 seconds. I'm going to check and see if the mixture's smooth. It is. Looks great. Now I'll fold in my grated Parmesan cheese. I think you get more flavor out of the cheese when you fold it in rather than putting it through the food processor. Now I'll taste for salt and pepper. Tastes great. I sauteed some fresh corn earlier, and I'm gonna stir some of the pesto into the corn. I love pesto and corn, but this pesto is so versatile. You can really use it with any sauteed vegetable. Take a little bit more. You can toss it into pasta, into risotto, or stir it into soup. And it's fabulous brushed over grilled vegetables, chicken, or even fish. Gonna add some more black pepper to finish. And I got these beautiful radish sprouts at the farmer's market. And I'm gonna top it off with these. Here it is, stinging nettle pesto with corn. It's a beautiful, healthy summertime dish. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you learned something. See you next time.